Unquiet Dead. This episode is the first to be penned by New Who writer Mark Gatiss, and 17 years later, I still think it's his best. While this episode technically picks up where the last left off, it feels largely standalone. We're thrown right into the story with a gripping and creepy cold open, the 1800s Christmas setting providing particularly great scale and atmosphere. Bringing Charles Dickens into the fray makes complete sense and greatly enhances the story. Dickens here is arguably the highlight of the episode. He doesn't just feel like a historical set piece, rather, the show gives him a complete and well-rounded character arc. His interactions with the Doctor in particular are a huge highlight, with the scene in the carriage being my favorite.
Honestly, Charles, can I call you Charles? I'm such a big fan. What? Big what? Fan. Number one fan, that's me. How exactly are you a fan? In what way do you resemble a means of keeping oneself cool?
Rose and the Doctor also get some great development here. In fact, it could be argued that this is the first time we see romantic tension between them. Even though the two seem to have resolved their conflict from the first two episodes, the show makes it clear that their differing opinions aren't going away anytime soon. In fact, this entire episode paints a beautifully gray morality. All of the characters aren't afraid to speak their minds, and it makes for realistic and memorable dialogue. While this episode is fun and adventurous, it isn't afraid to go a little deeper, a little darker. The zombies are genuinely scary and make for some great set pieces. While the resolution to the mystery of the Gelth isn't mind-blowingly clever, it works. Gwyneth's sacrifice really adds something special to the ending as it tugs at the heartstrings. Additionally, having Dickens be the one to figure out the mystery is a really fun twist on the formula. His final scene is both beautiful and heartbreaking, as Rose realizes they changed a life that's about to end.
Sorry, he'll never get to tell his story.
Oh no, he was so nice.
But in your time, he was already dead. We've brought him back to life. And he's more alive now than he's ever been, old Charlie boy.
Overall, I just really love this episode. It's fun, witty, and it isn't afraid to traumatize children. Also, for being standalone, it does an amazing job of continuing the season arcs. The Time War's relevance to the plot in particular is a huge highlight. Also, Gwyneth's visions of Bad Wolf make me really excited for what's to come. Overall, I'd give this episode a 7 out of 10. Also, Mr. Sneed is really creepy and needed to die.